দুটো different types এর আমরা জানি IELTS আছে. In most cases, what is the mistake that students do?
Actually কোন IELTS-টা তাদের জন্য দরকার, academic or general training তারা কিন্তু জানে না।
দুটার মধ্যে কোনটা আপনি বলছেন বেশ difficult? It's the academic one. Especially I would say speaking এর ক্ষেত্রে accent issue থাকে?
Accent-এর উপরে specifically কোনো mark নাই. Accent is not a big issue.
How are you affiliated with British Council and since when it is?
So our aim is to helping our countries, I mean especially Bangladeshi students.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to IELTS Unlocked, a podcast series by British Council. আমি ফারাজ শারমিন থাকছি আপনাদের পডকাস্ট সিরিজে। আমাদের এই পডকাস্ট সিরিজে আপনাদের জন্য ডিসকাস করব আমরা যেসব বিষয় নিয়ে, তা হলো স্টার্টিং ফ্রম IELTS এর রেজিস্ট্রেশন, IELTS এর প্রিপারেশন কেমন হতে পারে, একজন স্টুডেন্টের কি সমস্যার সম্মুখীন হতে পারে বা কনফিউশন কি হতে পারে তাদের মধ্যে, এই ধরনের বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে আমরা আলাপ করব আমাদের এই পডকাস্ট সিরিজে। IELTS আসলে এখন কিন্তু একটা এক্সাম না শুধু, rather it has become a gateway for a lot of things, like starting from migration or even আপনি যদি বিদেশে কোনো career development বা career improvement জন্য কোনো জবের অপরচুনিটিতে এক্সপ্লোর করতে চান, সেক্ষেত্রেও কিন্তু IELTS এর রিকোয়ারমেন্ট থাকে আমাদের ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ প্রফিসিয়েন্সি দেখার জন্য। কাজে this has become a one-stop solution for everyone so that you can reach across the globe different opportunities for yourself. আমাদের আজকের পডকাস্ট সিরিজে আমার সাথে থাকছেন ব্রিটিশ কাউন্সিল IELTS পার্টনার গ্লোবাল সিটিজেন লিমিটেডের হেড ট্রেনার মোহাম্মদ রাকিব মির। Welcome to our podcast.
Hi, thank you. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm good, thanks for asking.
Great. So let us know a little more about British Council partner Global Citizen Ltd.
Yeah, sure.
British Council authorized IELTS registration point Global Citizen Ltd has been providing professional IELTS preparation and English language training since March 2024. With branches across the Dhaka city, which is in Pantupot and Uttara, the institution offers accessible and student-focused learning opportunities across the city. Global Citizen Ltd provides comprehensive training programs, including IELTS preparation courses, one-on-one sessions, mock tests, spoken English, and foundation English courses. The organization also operates its sister concern, Global Ed, which specializes in overseas education counseling, university application processes, and visa processing support. Together, Global Citizen Ltd and Global Ed provide a comprehensive pathway for the students aspiring to study abroad and internationally. So, গ্লোবাল সিটিজেনের ব্যাপারে তো আমরা কিছুটা জানলাম। এবার যদি একটু IELTS এর ব্যাপারে আসি, so IELTS, as far as we know, there are two different types of IELTS. So what are these two different types?
একটা হচ্ছে academic and another one is general training IELTS. So the main key difference between these two is like purpose and content. Academic IELTS focuses for those people who wants to study in a foreign country, want to do higher education, they can go with the academic IELTS. And if you talk about general IELTS, for suitable for those individual who wants to migrate, work, or do secondary education in an English-speaking country.
Perfect. That means আমি যদি মাস্টার্স বা সে আন্ডারগ্র্যাডের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করতে চাই, or even for the research purpose, কোনো একাডেমিক পারপাসে যদি আমি যেতে চাই, সেক্ষেত্রে there's
you
one
go
type
with academic
IELTS, and the
if
other
you
one.
go with for your higher education, like you complete your higher secondary school from Bangladesh or anywhere in this world,
Any academic,
and which is like second language you count as English,
right.
Then you go with academic IELTS for your higher education. It could be your bachelor program, it could be your master's program, or if you want like to go for PhD, you can go with the academic IELTS.
So it's basically language proficiency proof for the students for the academic one. And to the career perspective, then it's again also generalized. Oh, that's great. And এই যে দুটো different types এর আমরা জানি IELTS আছে. So in most cases, what is the mistake that students do in terms of registering? কোন particular aspect থেকে বেশি মিস্টেকটা হয় আপনার?
Okay, basically যখন স্টুডেন্টরা প্রিপারেশন শুরু করে এন্ড শুরু থেকে তারা অ্যাকচুয়ালি অনেক পার্সনদের কাছ থেকে সাজেশন নিয়ে থাকে। তারা শুধু ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল বলে দেয় হ্যাঁ IELTS এর প্রিপারেশন নিতে হবে। অ্যাকচুয়ালি কোন IELTS-টা তাদের জন্য দরকার, একাডেমিক অর জেনারেল ট্রেনিং তারা কিন্তু জানে না। তো অনেক স্টুডেন্ট আমরা এমন পেয়েছি যে তারা জেনারেল IELTS-এ ভর্তি হয়ে গেছে, অ্যাডমিশন নিয়েছে, প্রিপারেশন কোর্স করতেছে। অ্যাট দ্য এন্ড উই ফাইন্ড আউট যে তারা like higher educationের জন্য বাইরের দেশে পড়তে যাবে। So another problem or issues we find out that ওনারা একটু ভেবে নেয় যে জেনারেল আইএলটিএসটা একটু ইজিয়ার, কজ ওইখানে একটু ইজিয়ার ভোকাবুলারি থাকে, সো এটাতে ইজিলি ভালো একটা স্কোর করে বাইরের দেশে যাওয়া যায়। বাট কোনো পার্সনের পারপাস যদি থাকে হায়ার এডুকেশনের, অবভিয়াসলি দে চুজ একাডেমিক আইএলস। অ্যান্ড যদি তাদের পারপাস থাকে ওয়ার্ক, লিভ অর ডু ইভেন সেকেন্ডারি এডুকেশন, দেন উই
Then
শুড
of course
go for
academic IELTS.
general IELTS.
Then
General IELTS.
general IELTS.
Yep.
But from your conversation, which I'm picking again, there is a difference between these two in terms of difficulty.
Yep.
Right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, true.
So তাহলে দুটার মধ্যে কোনটা আপনি বলছেন বেশ difficult? It's the academic one.
Neither version is technically easier, but they are different if you talk about for the purpose actually.
How different they are?
Like IELTS academic is designed for those students who wants to study at universities or institution in abroad. And if you talk about like general IELTS training, it's actually designed for those people who want to work or migrate or want to live in an English-speaking country like UK, USA, Canada, or Australia. So work purpose, you can say they focus on general training. Jodio, if you like lightly consider that general IELTS training, especially in reading section, is slightly easier than academic IELTS. And academic IELTS feels like you're like, if I talk about reading section, academic reading feels like you're reading university textbook. Where beside
the context or the paragraphs are different than
passages.
That is fine. Passages.
What context you will get in academic IELTS reading, the text usually taken from books, journal, research paper. And on the other hand, general IELTS training text usually taken from like advertisement, notice, email, job instruction. So vocabulary is quite easier in general training, but still you need strong English skill.
So naturally, if the extract is taken from an academic journal or researcher কোনো document থেকে, তা definitely vocabulary একটু difficult to take advanced level হবে. On the other hand, the general one, which is from the regular text or anything, regular article যদি হয়ে থাকে, the text of course একটু easier হওয়ার কথা. So from that angle, I think these are the difference, right?
Yeah, and another difference in writing section as well. Like if you talk about academic writing, you will find you have in task 1, you have to write a report, which is like diagram, pie chart, line graph. And over there, general IELTS, you have to write an later. Write a later, like it could be formal, semi-formal or informal too.
And any sort of letter that you need to write probably in general purposes.
Like you're writing to your friend or writing to an authority.
Some professional communication.
Professional communication, But task 2 is quite similar for academic and general training. And even though if you talk about IELTS listening and speaking, both are similar for academic and general training. But main difference, in the big difference in reading section and writing section, you can say.
Another small question that I just suddenly came up into my mind, that is, যদি general IELTS হয়ে থাকে, সেক্ষেত্রে কি speaking বা reading এর ক্ষেত্রে ওই পার্টটাতে কি কোনো স্পেশালি আই উড সে স্পিকিং এর ক্ষেত্রে অ্যাকসেন্টের ইস্যু থাকে?
অ্যাকসেন্টের উপরে স্পেসিফিক্যালি কোনো মার্ক নাই, বাট 4টা ক্রাইটেরিয়া দেখে এক্সামিনার বেসিক্যালি মার্ক দেয়। সেটা হচ্ছে ফ্লুয়েন্সি অ্যান্ড কোহেরেন্স, লেক্সিক্যাল রিসোর্স, গ্রামাটিক্যাল রেঞ্জ অ্যান্ড অ্যাকুরেসি অ্যান্ড প্রোনাউন্সিয়েশন. You can pronounce like British, American, Australian, Canadian, doesn't matter. If examiner understand exactly what are you talking about, if you didn't do any mispronounce for a word, it's absolutely fine. Accent is not a big issue, but you need to make sure that you don't do mispronounce for a word.
Perfect. So that means more proficiency is mattered. Here. Okay, coming back to your Global Citizen. So Global Citizen Limited is British Council partner for IELTS, if we are not wrong. So আপনারা যে সাপোর্টটা দিচ্ছেন, how are you affiliated with the British Council and since when it is?
Okay. We started our journey since 2024 in the March, and any candidates who plan to study in a foreign country, so if they come to us, we prepare them for a better English proficiency. I mean, spoken English, then completed the basic foundation course. They go with the IELTS preparation and get higher band score in with the British Council. And later on, we can suggest them which country actually they are preferring to go for higher education. And if they got any preferable countries, so with one platform, they can easily find all the solution. And we got many students already flight in different countries and their studies at university level and even doing PhD program as well in the USA. So I believe they are having good life. So our aim is to helping our countries, especially Bangladeshi students who got planned to study in a foreign country, who wants to build better life, probably even better education. After that, some of them probably literally came back in Bangladesh. They can help our community develop our business growth at the end.
Fantastic. Actually, with this platform, the single stop solution, I would say, because after the sister concern থেকে, you're providing the other supports as well in terms of, selecting university or connecting with the universities if it is education purposes or even migration purposes. অনেক সময় দেখা যায় visa processing এর ক্ষেত্রে you're providing that support, which is fantastic for any candidate or any person who's willing to move or migrate to another country. And coming to the point of, IELTS again, এই যে IELTS এর জন্য অনেক সময় দেখা যায় কি we randomly search. Now AI gives us so many options, so many solutions, so many things. Yet I know we end up making some mistakes. Or as a student, if someone is applying, suddenly they would register thinking, okay, you know what, everything is available. AI is giving me the prompt and then I can follow everything. For them, do you have anything to say?
In this modern era, AI is blessed.
Yes,
so we are not
course.
against AI. Obviously, AI, artificial intelligence, helping students, but obviously you're not getting feedback like according to IELTS preparation. A lot of AI website you can find like ChatGPT and a lot of them. Like some of students who are preparing, they can easily practice like speaking, even write through. They can type writing test 1, test 2. They can get feedback. It's better. If you haven't got anyone, AI is better who is helping you.
Right.
And besides, I believe you need obviously expert to guide you through your IELTS preparation. That's why we are actually helping
the partners
students.
are there.
Yeah,
right.
Partners are there with the British Council. So and our trainers, all of them, they are British Council certified as well, and I'm too.
That's fantastic.
So obviously the information that we provide students for their better score, we help and we make sure that if you do preparation course with the Global Citizen, and obviously at the end we make sure we got pretty much mock test. And we got one-to-one session when individual. We do provide feedback to every single students, and we make sure that you get higher band score in your real exam, and your dreams will come true after that with us, hopefully.
Inshallah, of course. And therefore, for the students or for anyone who's applying for IELTS, I would say that, definitely we can take help from the AI and the other platforms. However, it's better to check online or reaching out to the partners or even British Council for our safety purposes, so that end of the day when we are meeting the deadline, ওই সময় এসে যেন না realize করি, oh, you know what, I've registered for the wrong one. So, Rakib, thank you for all this information. একটা last question ছিল যে আপনাদের platform থেকে, as in, Global Citizen থেকে, what are the unique thing that you would do for the students? I mean, what is the difference that you offer to the...
So, unique things you can talk about, like we have one-stop solution where students come and fly to different countries. You just get students who have completed their higher secondary school or bachelor, want to pursue their master's program. You just come with us. We do help students to prepare for spoken English, prepare IELTS preparation, register with British Council. Then one platform, you choose country, you fly. And another thing, we got specialization that we got individual one-on-one sessions that helps the students like who are a little bit shy, like can continue with the batch. A lot of people, some students probably get nervous. So we help the students. We try to get individual students for one-on-one session.
Customized support.
Yeah, we guide them. We prepare them to get higher band score in IELTS exam. And I believe this one-on-one session is quite effective for every single candidates who are planning to prepare for IELTS exam or want to sit exam within short time. This session literally helpful for every single candidates.
Thank you.
Right.
That's fantastic. I think these are actually helpful for our candidates, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true.
And when they apply, it will be helpful for them to remember that, Global Citizen is there for them to support as one-stop solution.
Truly.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Rakib, for your time and for your sharing.
All right. Thanks for having me. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
All right.
So, viewers, regarding IELTS and the one-stop solution that Global Citizen is providing to us, I think this will be helpful for all of us. And if you are planning for an IELTS, definitely you can reach out to them and explore what are the opportunities that you can have and what are the options that you have for the universities, because they provide that kind of support as well. And যদি আমাদের এই এপিসোডটা হেল্পফুল মনে হয়ে থাকে, don't forget to share. With that, looking forward to have more options, more opportunities, and more guests with information for you all. I'm signing off, Farah Sharmin, from today's IELTS Unlocked by British Council.